Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe, loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day, Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing your family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Rose Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text the word HOME to 402-534-1919. That's HOME to 402-534-1919.
Staying healthy and comfortable starts with the air you breathe. If you're noticing more dust, odors, or allergies, it could be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Pure Air starts with cleaner air ducts, hair with enhanced filtration and purifications options, and the difference is amazing. When the air you breathe is clean and fresh, your home smells fresher and your family is healthier. Time for cleaner air in your home? Call Bryant for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Welcome into Be a Beacon with Lighthouse on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Bill Mitchner.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Another great episode we're getting ready for tonight. And we've had to do shifting and reassigning and kind of the normal for us. I mean, there's no such thing as a status quo or moving forward in a linear motion. For us, well, but that's not very high in my, it's a Ranger. Yeah. I have to use my Ranger, so I need enough information to be able to do that. So, but here we are tonight, and we're going to have a special guest tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about why she's special for me. And but Drew, what do you got tonight?
Just happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Be a Beacon. Glad to be here. Glad to be back with Bill. And like you said, we got a great guest here. Hope we make everybody laugh tonight.
Yeah, and moving forward next week, just going to be Drew.
Just going to be me next week.
And then the week after that, because I, of course, picked up something else to do.
Yeah, I got 2 weeks of me in a row.
Because, I don't have enough to do in life. I might as well just keep being gone, and Drew can go ahead and carry the Lighthouse beacon for us.
We always have our friends back here at Lighthouse. We always have our friends back.
He can be the beacon.
I try.
He is a beacon.
I've got a big head, got a lot of hair. People can see me from a long way.
I mean, you look pretty. You were up on your phone. I mean, you had to get it right.
Somebody at one point told me last time, crazy hair. That's all the comment was on the video. And I was like, okay.
Oh,
I'll keep an eye on it.
Now it's there. Now you're like, oh,
I gotta make sure.
How's my hair?
All right.
Harrison, how's her hair?
Oh, got to turn my mic on. 10 out of 10. Fantastic.
Well, we should introduce our friend here.
Might as well, I guess, right?
So our friend, Julie Burney. Hi, Julie.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no. Well, it's great to have you here because we got to talk about, one, what was our path that led us together? Two, what's our path in the near future? And then three, what's the difference between a humorist and a comedian? So we got some things to cover tonight.
We've got a lot to cover. I hope we can get it. Can we go later?
I don't, Harrison, how long we got?
We still got a good 20 minutes
in this segment. Okay, so Julie, how do we know each other? How did this all begin?
Well, you were my student at Doane College. That's how we know each other.
And what
Michelle
class?
was too. Communication course.
Communications.
Great courses.
Hard to believe, right?
Right.
Humorist, communication.
Communication. Yeah.
It was about the time you were transitioning lives that I ran into you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and it's kind of funny because, again, I've been at Lighthouse 29 years, and for me to figure things out at that time was non-existent. I just was bumping around trying to be like,
finding your way.
I guess college, I guess, whatever.
Like every young person though around there, it's
Well,
it's
and then
very
you met a
confusing
good
time.
woman, so that helped you straighten up too.
Oh my goodness gracious. I have to give her like most of the grace.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot of people in my life that have contributed, but she's the one that I knew I had something to lose to start with.
Right.
And then two, she gave me such grace and an understanding that it helped me grow and find my path. Yeah.
Right.
And that's the great Michelle Mishner. If anybody wants to look back to the old episodes, we had a great episode a few weeks back.
Yeah. And she cooks.
She could, oh my gosh,
wow.
she does everything. Actually, for Lighthouse, she does everything.
Yeah, you lucked out on that one,
sings.
bud.
Got a great singing voice.
Yeah.
Great
that's
hugger.
true.
It's awesome.
I do not have a great singing voice. However, we do duets when we go out and do karaoke
He's got the
because
bass.
she can carry it.
And you can okie it.
But
There you go.
Well, there's the humor. So I guess let's get to that real quick. What is the difference between a comedian and a humorist? Julie, you call yourself a humorist, and that was kind of the first thing that kind of stood out to me. And I wanted to know what's the difference?
A humorist leaves a message with the humor, and a comedian just goes for the joke, the laugh, and isn't trying to teach anybody anything. They're just trying to relieve stress. But
Yeah.
a humorist tries to leave a message behind with the humor. And so that's the biggest difference. That, and we stay in nicer hotels and usually get paid more money. So it's good to be a humorist.
and you're not booed off stage
And
typically.
you're not booty, yeah. And there's not as many drunk hecklers in the crowd. Yeah, when you're doing private and corporate events. And
No
things
open
like
mics
that.
out there for humorists. Not as many open mics.
No, there aren't any open mics for humorists. A lot of humorists though do go to comedy clubs to get the humor part of their show fine-tuned.
But
And
how did you get into that though?
well, by accident.
How everything starts.
Yeah, well, my background is in communication and also in improvisational theater. And I had an improv troupe called Class Acts. And while we were performing, and I was always the host or the MC of the shows that we were doing, talking to the audience and stuff. And we were doing a show at Gabby's Comedy Club at the Holiday Inn at the airport, which doesn't exist anymore.
I know exactly where you're talking
Right.
about.
I don't know what it is now. It's changed names like 3 times, whatever the hotel is now. And there was a comedy agent from Oklahoma there, and he came up to me and he said, "I'm going to be back in town in a couple weeks. Will you do 5 minutes of stand up for me?" And I said, "You're crazy. I'm not going up there by myself." And he said, "I'll buy you a bottle of champagne if you do." And I went, "Okay, I'll see you in 2 weeks." That's how I got started.
Okay.
I never got the champagne, by the
Oh,
way.
I was about to ask
No,
that.
I never got the champagne, but I put some material together, started thinking more like a solo person rather than just playing off the audience. And he liked me so much that he immediately started booking me as the opening act. Because back then there were comedy clubs everywhere, small towns. You could travel, day to day from town to town to do comedy clubs. You only made $25 a night, but and so he booked me right away into his clubs, and
Boy,
I
that
was lucky.
$25, that got you a nice room, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. We stay in nicer hotels now. There have been hotels I've been afraid to turn the lights off when I put a
You
pillow.
had some roommates
No,
move in
I've
at
never
night.
had to share. Oh, one time, excuse me, I had to share. This is down in Oklahoma. I had to share a condo. They got a condo for the comics to stay in with a magician with rabbits who left their mark everywhere on the floor. So you had to be very careful where you walked because there were rabbit pellets everywhere.
Steaming divots.
Get that
Yeah.
back in the hat. That's what I was going to say.
So I did have to stay with a magician once. So yeah.
I bet that was magical.
Oh, yeah.
We got to do puns and stuff here too. Oh, by the way, Harrison, I'm going to put you on notice. You're going to have to come up with a bad dad joke before the end of the segments.
Okay. I think my dad was capable of a few of those. I just got to remember one.
Okay. Yep. That's why I put you on notice. So it'll give you some time to think.
Yeah. So anyway, I worked stand-up comedy clubs till 1992, and then I switched over to doing private parties and corporate work. I realized you have to remember back then. No, you don't. You both young.
Whoa. 90s?
Yeah.
I graduated in the early 90s.
Okay. Well, then you remember
I
that
graduated last
as
week.
comedy spread across the country in the late 80s and early 90s, that it was people like Eddie Murphy and I'm trying to think of the other names. People that it was all about shock humor, so a lot of foul language and talking about body parts and stuff. And it
Richard
became,
Pryor.
Yeah, Richard Pryor,
Yeah.
right? And it what's his name? The one that said the 7 words
George
you couldn't do
Carlin?
it. George Carlin. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to help me. I'm old, so you have to help me. But
Big stand-up. fan over here.
anyway, back then when they filled into the comedy world when it was taking off, a couple of things with me. One is that women were not allowed to have a headlining role or work on a stage with a woman. They would never let women. Women weren't really respected back then. And number two, when it went foul like that, I didn't fit anymore because if the person in front of me we call it blue, and then I am a clean comedian, it was really hard for me to get the audience back because they wanted me to talk about sex. I mean, they would actually yell at me about that, talk about sex. And I would say things like, well, I always think you should have experience with something before you talk about it. Those are the kind of responses I gave. But so in 92, I switched direction. I was a full-time instructor at Dome College. By that time, an assistant professor. And I went to part-time and moved up to the Lincoln campus, which is where we met,
Yes.
and worked there, usually on Monday and Tuesday nights. And then on the weekends, I was out performing at clubs and then started into the private work. So that's how it all started.
Yes. And to take it back to the women in comedy, Marvelous Miss Maisel?
Yes.
Maisel.
Miss Maisel.
That show, Michelle and I watched it. Funny as heck.
Yes.
But it shone a light on it.
Right.
That, it was illegal.
Yeah.
It was not only frowned upon, but way back then illegal for women to be talking like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It was really, something. And so anyway, then women, as cable TV came along, more comedy shows, stuff, women worked their way up. And then it was probably around 2000 that there was a comedian in town and me as a humorist competing for a private show, and I got it. And he actually called me up and he said, the only reason you got it is because you have breasts. I said that, and I might be funnier. I'm not sure, it could be part of it. Yeah. But
I love it.
I could have said, well, you kind of have some yourself, just not as prominent as mine. But anyway, so, there are things like that. But now Comedian Strong. In fact, I don't know if you guys even remember this. In 1996,
When
Marnie
I started
Voss
at Lighthouse.
and I,
That's when I started at Lighthouse.
right?
I was 5.
Marnie Voss and I rented the Lead Center. It had only been open a couple of years, and to do a show, and everybody told us we were crazy. What were we thinking? We were thinking bigger because we wanted 2 women to work together on stage, and that we were the only sold out show that season. And what was so wonderful about that show was that it was, first of all, we only charged $15, so people could afford to go to it. But we could see people that struggled to get that $15 sitting next to a senator. I mean, it was such a diverse audience.
Yeah.
And we kind of did it off the, and when they came to us, like, I think the show was at 8, they came to it at 7:30 and said, look, we haven't sold the seats because we were filming it. We haven't sold the seats behind the camera. Can we sell them for half price? And I said, yeah. And then we even ended up setting some chairs up on stage so people could see the show, but we still turned
That's
a
a
lot
good
of people
show.
away. And it was awesome. That was an awesome experience.
So we're gonna go a little bit forward now because you helped bringing in a talent, if you will, for one of our anniversaries, our 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah.
So she was responsible. We learned some valuable lessons on when you bring in a celebrity that people want to see, that you don't do a free book signing first and then have the show.
Right.
That's how we did
that.
it.
Yes.
So, you got to learn. So we have an event coming up that you're going to be a part of.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And this will be back to back because you were a part of our last one too. You were our MC for it.
Right.
Our 30th ish because of COVID. And now we're coming on and you're going to be a part of this show because our theme is moving from laughter or from blues to laughter, moving from blues to laughter, which is similar to how our kids come to us a lot of times without hope and then leaving with hope. So we're going to have a fun night. We're going to have you.
I'm excited.
And we have Darrell Roach.
Oh, he's awesome.
So we're going to have one amazing comedian and one amazing humorist because they're not both comedians.
I actually think Gerald is a humorist in my head because he also leaves a message behind.
True.
Yeah, he does.
But he also pokes fun. So it's a little above.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
He's a humorist comedian.
A humorist comedian.
Humorist.
Humorist?
Yeah. We'll work on that.
I mean, hopefully somebody can come up with that word for him. But you're right. I've been to one of his shows, and of course, I was one of the people that he picked on because, of course, in the front row.
You stand out.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. And so had a lot of fun. So I got a glimpse at what it's going to look like. And so I'm really excited because we have a lot of audience participation that's going to happen. And then we're going to also have some great music by Josh Hoyer and the Soul Colossal. So
oh my gosh.
it's going to be
an amazing night.
Oh my, I don't know if I've been more excited about an event that we've done because Pete and I aren't going to get up there and talk much. So, people have heard us.
Well,
enough.
now I'm really excited.
It was kind of cool.
Right?
There we go. I didn't know that was happening.
We were at the Cornhusker for that convention today. And one of the guys, because that's where the event's going to be, as the Cornhusker. And one of the workers was like, "Are you guys with Lighthouse?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, my boss is so excited for you guys' 35th anniversary. He's so excited to bring all the new toys out." And we're like, "What are the toys?" And now I'm excited.
Oh, I want to know what the toys are.
I want to know what the toys are too.
Something new for everyone that night,
right?
It sounds like. All right.
Should I be scared now or excited? I don't.
They're their toys. They're Cornhusker's toys, not ours, I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
There you go.
I had a quick question for you because, I mean, comedy and humor is just so prevalent in my life. What do you think humor and like joy and just bringing that, how important is that to bring to kids?
It's extremely important because our brains, if we get into a negative pattern of thinking, it affects our perception of the world. Mm-hmm. And I'm living proof of that because I used to be crabby a long time ago. And if our focus becomes more on the joyous things and the blessings and, the things we can be grateful for, then we're going to see the world in a whole different light than we are. So I'm going to tell my tree story now because in the last big winter storm, I had a big, huge tree limb fall, but it fell on the street and on the driveway. There were no cars in the street, and it was going to fall anyway, but it didn't hit my house. Yeah. And it didn't do any damage. And it didn't hurt anybody. In fact, it fell around my mailbox in the middle of this big, huge tree branch. My mailbox is sticking out and the door's open, but that's all it did. And so you look at that and you think, what a tragedy about the tree. Or you look at that and thinking, what a blessing, nobody got hurt. I mean, it's just your perception. And joy can help you see things differently. And joy is what humor can get you to. A lot of people say, well, it's easy. You have a sense of humor. And I said, look, I have to work at it too. I mean, I came from a crabby place where I only noticed the negatives. And I had a wonderful communication instructor, which is why I went on. This was in college. That said, I want you to write a journal of everything happy and good happening in your life. And I thought, that's easy. Nothing. And so a couple days later, he asked me to look at his journal, nothing in it. And he said, this is now 50% of your grade. Well, I needed to do grades, and I know you guys can't tell. It's because I wasn't into athletics or anything. I had to do the classes.
I thought you were D1.
Yeah. Well, actually, I thought that you guys invited me here to talk about my athletic career, and I couldn't figure out how to do that for an hour, but I can give you 5 minutes on it. But anyway,
4340.
yeah. But anyway, the point being that he made me, I didn't even realize what he was doing at the time. He very subtly made me realize that we choose what we look at and how we respond to life and what we value. And he made the positive things of value to me. I even remember what I wrote the first day. The grass is green and the 7-Eleven lady was nice to me. How do you like that? And then it got bigger as it went. But
noticing those small things matter.
Yeah.
Because, noticing people that might be struggling and saying hi to them and how's your day? And even if they say something negative, it's like, well, what could make your day a little bit better today?
Right.
You asking helped. Those type of things are responses people get because they're not used to hearing people even give a crap.
Yeah. Right. We tend to, when people go on and complain and whine and about things, we tend to just go, oh, I'm so sorry. That's too bad. Whatever. Yeah.
Man, look, there's a car over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's avoid it.
Yeah. And so, just humor can actually help you bring it back, because you could maybe find a twist to it that would be, well, thank God it didn't do this, or thank God this didn't happen, and then make them realize that they're focusing on,
And people benefited from your tree too.
Yes.
Not only did it not do damage, people benefited from it.
Yes, because the logs went out to the threshers, a lot of them that they could use. The mulch went to a lot of different people, and then and some of the soil went. And then in return, my neighbor was removing some soil, and I needed to fill the big hole that used to be the tree. Came over. We've just been passing my yard around for about a month. It's kind of exciting, actually.
It's all around Lincoln now.
Yeah. I met neighbors I'd never met before.
It's kind of like the Texas dust and that snowstorm.
That's right.
Well, you just mentioned it. Humor is a big connector. Why do you think it's such a connector? Is it just something we all share, or is it?
We were all born with a sense of humor.
Yeah.
But we don't bring it with us into adulthood, because we were raised with messages like, wipe that smile off your face. I'll give you something to laugh about. But if you remember when you were a small child and you would get the giggles, uncontrollable giggles, the madder your parents got at you, the funnier it was, right? And we need to bring that kind of resilience with us. Humor builds resilience, actually, so that, but you have to train your brain to look for it. You have to look for it. And so, it's very healthy. Studies show that laughing for 15 minutes a day has the same effect on your heart and respiratory system for jogging 15 minutes a day.
Geez. So I laugh at least 30 minutes a day because I laugh every time I look in the mirror.
Right. There you go, smarty. So that's the thing. That's just it, though. And then it releases positive endorphins to your brain, and you could turn around. And in fact, if you get into, you feel your face going crabby, if you just smile, it's going to mess your brain up. It's going to wait, we're getting a different message. We can turn things around.
Yeah.
So,
and you have control of that. And think that if you went into a situation that wasn't great and you started laughing at it, think about how that situation is now going to affect you.
Right.
It's like, well, I have no control over this. So I'm just going to laugh this one off.
Right.
Man.
Well,
my day's
I have
even
a tree story
already.
to tell you about that. I thought that they were going to take the mulch away because I read Level the Grounds on the handwriting. When I called and said, I thought you were going to take the mulch away, because it says level the grounds. And she goes, no, it says leave the grinds. I started laughing immediately at my interpretation of what I thought I read. And she was like, thank goodness you have a sense of humor, because I'm sure a lot of people would have gotten irritated about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, well, we're going to continue with the laughs here after this break.
Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at A1AutoLincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
The weekend is here and you and the boys need a place to hang out after your day on the golf course. Lucky for you, that place exists at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln. The 19th hole at the course is great, but it doesn't have 30 TVs showing all sports with 23 beers on tap. You can enjoy all of that at Liquid Assets, as well as delicious smash burgers, wings, and much more. Don't end your hangout after the golf round ends. Get to Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing your family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Rose Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text the word HOME to 402-534-1919. That's HOME to 402-534-1919.
Staying healthy and comfortable starts with the air you breathe. If you're noticing more dust, odors, or allergies, it could be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Pure Air starts with cleaner air ducts, hair with enhanced filtration and purifications options, and the difference is amazing. When the air you breathe is clean and fresh, your home smells fresher and your family is healthier. Time for cleaner air in your home? Call Bryant for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Now back to Be a Beacon with Lighthouse on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Welcome. We're having some malfunctions over here. I don't know if it's for real or if she's really just doing that as a part of the skit because she knows she's on camera. Is that what's going on?
No, I had a malfunction.
Oh, okay.
I fixed it.
All right. Uh-oh.
I had a costume malfunction, not like other people have.
Is this delayed? Is this delayed?
Yeah.
That's right.
The footage is delayed. It's fine. No, I'm just kidding. So before we get into what we were just talking about, Drew, you're one of the staff that likes to use humor when breaking the ice with the kids or trying to snap them out of a bad day. Because, a lot of the kids that you're going to be working with, especially when they first start coming up through the alternative suspension program, have bad days.
For sure.
They're coming up there with some of their worst days and not wanting to be there initially because they're assuming the way it's going to go. So talk a little bit about the humor that you use when working with the kids.
It starts the second they walk in the door. They will ring the doorbell and I will be like, what? And I'll open the door and the parents are already laughing. The parents are like, oh, wow, he's mean. He's grumpy. And then I give them the tour. It's humor is the biggest de-escalator, biggest wall breaker of all time. And it's something that we use at Lighthouse all the time. I think everybody at Lighthouse would be able to say that one of their top skills is comedy, is just humor, having a good sense of humor. And I know for me in ASP, if we just sat there and we didn't laugh and we weren't making jokes and we weren't trying to have fun, it would be torture.
I would say I do not have a great sense of humor, maybe a mid-level sense of humor.
Everything's mid with you, Bill.
Yeah. I mean, I got to keep it. I mean, Pete, I got to keep shouting him out. He's the one that he wants me to laugh at his Laffy Taffy jokes. And I can't do it.
Every day, Pete's got a new dad joke. He's usually telling one of the kids. And it's just so funny to watch the kids' reaction to it because they know what a dad joke is. They know they're not supposed to laugh. And then they don't laugh. They give him the deadest face ever just to prove it's not funny, but it's always funny.
What makes it a dad joke? What makes it cross that threshold where it's officially a dad joke?
Because it's bad. So, and it's usually one of those where you're rolling, even if you're laughing, you're still rolling your eyes.
As a dad, I'm going to stick up for us dads and say they are not bad. They are great jokes. You guys just don't get them.
I'm a dad, and I'm saying they're bad.
Dad jokes take a long time to get to a very weak punchline usually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pete's take a long time. He'll tell a story about it. He'll wind it into like, oh, I was walking down the street yesterday and I saw it. And it's like, no, Pete, just get to the
That's because he's trying to make it like he's going to catch you off guard. Yep. Trying to be sneaky about it. Like he's tying it into Lighthouse. Like, hey, did you see the twins that came yesterday that were new?
Yeah.
So that's what every time now he tries to capture people.
Yeah. It's fun, but it's what makes Lighthouse a home. Kids get that because a lot of kids, if they don't have dads, or if they don't have dads or parents who want to have that great conversation with them, they're getting that at Lighthouse no matter what.
And I think that's the difference also between a comedian and a humorist too, is that it's never mean-spirited. It's always meant to lift you up and try to get you out of a negative position that you're in or have some sort of lesson involved in it.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's the difference that I want to keep hitting on because that's what we use at Lighthouse. We're not comedians.
Yeah.
We're not there to be mean-spirited and poke fun at people and do that type of stuff.
That is one thing that I do like a lot too, is like the kids' brand of humor sometimes is roasting each other and it's insulting each other. And it's like, in my day, we'd be fighting and it'd be bad, but they don't know how to have a positive joke with each other. And that's one thing at Lighthouse that we do a lot is like me and Brandon, me and Isaac, we're all joking about each other, but they're not making fun of each other. They're just like,
you can
jokes.
see the respect.
Yeah. And a lot of times the kids, they don't understand, like, why are you not getting mad? He just said this about you. It's like, it's because we know each other and because we're friends and because he's not trying to hurt my feelings the way you're trying to hurt your friend's feelings. It's fun.
Well, that's the wonderful thing. You don't have to teach people to have a sense of humor. You just have to give permission for it to come out.
Yes.
And that's what you guys do in your environment. You allow it. And then it's funny how people will, if they hear your communication or comic or a humorist, people will always try to one up you, and be funnier around you and stuff. Yeah. Like, and usually when I get done doing a show, I'll have people come up and say, here's a great story for you to use, because they want me to show me that they're funnier than me. And I think that's great. I'll use it if it's good. You know what I mean? Let's bring in the material. I'm good with that.
Yeah. I'll borrow it. There's no patent on that.
That kind of leads into one of the questions I had for you. Have you ever had like a moment where you're on stage and you're like, this isn't just for laughs. This is actually a real moment right here. This is I'm hitting a note right now.
Yeah.
Like every time I do something.
Yeah. That's what I go out to do. Yes. Yes. But I think what you're talking about happened to me when I was on stage back in the late 80s and 90s, and I realized I was doing something beyond what they were doing. And I think I'm blessed because of my improv background. My mom used to say I wasn't a public speaker. I was a public visitor, because I would engage the audience and I wanted to find out what kind of stories they wanted to hear. I asked them questions. They asked me questions. And so I love that interaction. So,
well, it's the best way to talk. I mean, you're sucking people in. Even at Lighthouse, I never have a script. As you see, I don't have questions in front of me. I don't go out when I do speaking engagements. I don't have a script. I just speak from the heart, and it allows me to engage with the audience. It allows them to ask questions more organically, that I don't get off track and go, oh my gosh, now I don't know where to go.
Right.
I don't know what to talk about now. I'm off script.
I have trouble believing you'd ever not find something to talk about.
I mean, especially when it comes to Lighthouse.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a piece of who I am, and I love Lighthouse so much, and I love the kids so much that I will fight every ounce of energy I have to make for sure that they get what they need.
That's the wonderful thing about Pete, Maureen, and everybody. I mean, everybody is, when you feel it from your heart, it comes out naturally, and if somebody dares ask you a question, hey, you're off and running. You've got it.
Please ask me anything.
Ask me.
Sometimes I'm like, throw out a word, and then I'll start with that word, and I'll tie it into everything that we do at Lighthouse. And like, how do you do that? Like, I know Lighthouse. I lived Lighthouse as a student, as a volunteer, and now as a staff member for over 29 years.
Right.
It's a piece of who I am.
Yeah. Exactly. You grew up Lighthouse.
I'm 51 years old. 22 years without Lighthouse as a staff person, 29 years as a staff person. So more than half my life as a staff at Lighthouse. And then when I first started going to Lighthouse in 1990, when it opened, I was 16 years old. I mean, that's less than a third of my age. So most of my life has been centered in some way around Lighthouse. And I got the best spouse in the world. I mean, I met her at Lighthouse as you. So here we are.
There we go.
It's given you a lot. And it's given a lot to the community. It's given a lot to you. It's given a lot to a lot of the kids. And that's something that's super valuable.
And I do want to say something about that mid-level humor. I have a high-level humor, and that's why I don't laugh at a lot of the dumb stuff, because I'm just like, no, you didn't get there. Sorry.
When
more sophisticated.
Sometimes I've gone to events where, like it's a comedy showcase. So, and most of the people in the audience are comedians, and they don't laugh. They nod their heads like, yeah, that was funny.
That's good.
Approval,
yeah,
basically.
good. Yeah. So I said,
Judging.
when it was my time to get up, I noticed that. And I said, look, I'm not going to rate my, success on the loudness of the laughter. But if I feel a breeze coming up here from the nodding of the heads, I'm going to know I'm doing okay. And they just immediately laughed out loud because I called it out. Right.
Yeah.
And so that was always a fun thing. So
I got to say something. Did you see Drew's shoes?
No.
Like, he's blinging some shoes today.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me, come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
He's all decked out today.
We had a convention, you know.
Yeah, we were at
I
a
wore my
conference.
sports-looking shirt because I was coming to the ticket, and I thought you were asking me about my athletic career, but that's okay.
Hey, Harrison.
Basketball, volleyball. I mean,
why don't skeletons ever volunteer at community events?
They don't have the guts.
God, you knew it. You're qualified. You're qualified.
That's an easy pun right there.
I want one from you.
Okay. This by definition, this is a terrible joke. This is the best one I can remember though. When I was younger, I remember my dad stuffing me in tight and rolling me down the hill. Those were the best years of my life.
Boy, the silence is deafening.
There you go. By definition, a dad joke.
Yeah.
Why did the cookie go to the doctor?
Go on, Harrison. Why?
I got nothing on that one.
He was feeling crummy.
Oh, I should have done that one. I think that's on the first
You
page.
can have that one next time somebody asks you for a joke. There you go.
Bill, what about you?
I don't have one.
Oh, come on.
You don't got those.
You're going to throw
You put
stones
him
my
on the
way.
spot, and then you're not gonna.
Well, no, I didn't put him on the spot. I actually gave him time. It was in the last
That's right, 'cause
segment.
think
that I
about
gave
it.
him
Like
heads up.
40 minutes.
Yeah, so
All right, we'll ask you in 40 minutes.
we won't be here, but in the last segment we can do it. See if I can come up with one.
Come up with one. Come on, share one of Pete's.
Yeah, I don't even remember his.
Yeah.
So how about this? How about I'm going to throw it to Harrison for break, and then he'll give me a chance to think.
Oh, stalling like usual.
That's right.
Classic Bill.
Location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
The weekend is here, and you and the boys need a place to hang out after your day on the golf course. Lucky for you, that place exists at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln. The 19th hole at the course is great, but it doesn't have 30 TVs showing all sports with 23 beers on tap. You can enjoy all of that at Liquid Assets, as well as delicious smash burgers, wings, and much more. Don't end your hangout after the golf round ends. Get to Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing your family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Rose Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text the word HOME to 402-534-1919. That's HOME to 402-534-1919.
Staying healthy and comfortable starts with the air you breathe. If you're noticing more dust, odors, or allergies, it could be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Pure Air starts with cleaner air ducts, hair with enhanced filtration and purifications options, and the difference is amazing. When the air you breathe is clean and fresh, your home smells fresher and your family is healthier. Time for cleaner air in your home? Call Bryant for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Now back to Be a Beacon with Lighthouse on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back. And so the challenge was for me to come up with a bad dad joke. So I'm going to use one that I sent Pete. And so, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When you're swimming in the sea and an eel bites your knee, that's amore.
Crickets.
No, I got a little giggle.
Yes,
over
Mark,
there.
that was a good one. That was a good one.
I got Julie.
I'll give
a
you.
little
You
giggle.
sang it too. We'll give you that too. You sang it. We didn't X you like on
You did it with such enthusiasm. That's what was making me smile. I thought, look, he's acting like this is really great.
He's humorous thing right now. He's telling the story with the message.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
I
right.
had
He
to,
did.
right? I
He
mean,
did.
it's about love, and the Lighthouse is about love. That's why I had to use that one.
We are all about love. That's for sure.
Love and humor.
That's right. So, speaking of love and humor, so we have just a few minutes on this last segment. So, Julie, and I know you can talk a whole bunch about, you know, the positive effects of humorist and laughing and that type of stuff. But for the people that are listening or might get on and download this segment, what is one piece of advice that you can get somebody to utilize that in their daily life?
Well, I think that's the trick, is you've got to do it every day to make it stick. Is that I would say always maybe count to 10 before you respond to something. And you look at something tragic and think, okay, well, that was not a good thing. What was good about it? I mean, like, let's say you had a little fender bender. Okay, not great, but nobody got hurt. So you always look for a positive angle at some point. And if you train your brain to do that, and you can train your brain to do that. Now, when you're in crisis mode, you're going to go back to your original patterns that you were trained. So you have to work harder to get out of that. But one of the other things I love about humor is that it helps you to depersonalize. I mean, we personalize everything. I think about it when I'm driving the streets of Lincoln and we're heading toward a yellow light, and the person in the first car is in a good mood. So they don't care. They're slowing down, right? They're not in any big hurry. But the person in the second car is hoping to make that light, and they're screaming. I mean, veins are popping in their neck, trying to control something that it's not personal. They have no control over it, right? And the person in the first car doesn't even know there exists back there. They're singing to the radio, you know, if you change your mind, I'm the first in line, you know, whatever. But so I think that is such a metaphor for what we do so many times, is we get upset about things that we have no control over, and we make it personal, you know. And I think that humor can help us recognize sometimes how ridiculous that really is. Like, yeah, oh, yeah, like that car hit me on purpose. Yeah. What did I ever do to that car? Nothing. Yeah.
I mean, it's very rare that somebody's probably trying to hit you on purpose. You could have given an F to somebody in your communications class. So then they're like,
out to get me.
You ruined my life.
There you go.
I like how you said that, because like we see that every day with the kids. Is like they think that their problem is the number one problem in the world at the moment, and it's the biggest thing in their world. So like when you're telling them that it's like, hey, it's not that big of a deal, you're almost just like poo-pooing what they're
they're allowed to feel that way.
Yeah,
but they have to teach themselves to realize that there is good around whatever that challenge is. That, you know, find that kind of happiness. So
we'll have the kids come in and they'll be like, oh, this teacher hates me. This admin wants me to fail. They want the worst for me. It's like, they really don't. Like, they go about their day and they go home and probably don't think about you. But in their world, they're being picked on, they're being thought about, and they're personalizing every problem as in it's being picked on me. But sometimes it's just the life.
I remember a student handed me a paper once, and as he handed it to me, he said, are you going to check the sources on this paper? And I thought, you know, isn't that like...
That's not a red flag.
No, isn't that like saying to a dog, I mean, you know, can that dog smell drugs through the lining of the shirt?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so of course I checked the sources, but he liked the class so much, he took it again.
Right on.
See, it's all about perception.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about that, because I was in your class.
Yeah.
And, you know, I transferred from University of Nebraska, just wasn't the right fit for me. And we were talking during break about a lot of the professors that were a part of Doan are friends of mine today.
Right.
And so what an experience that is, to be able to call people a friend that was your professor.
Oh, well, I feel that way about a student as well. I love that.
When will I meet the student? So, I mean, how many times have we crossed paths through all these years? And it just continues to come back around.
Right.
And it's fun. And I love that part. And I'm glad you're going to be a part of our August 22nd.
August 22nd
is our fundraiser, 35th anniversary.
Yep.
And so we're looking forward to it. And if you're interested in tickets, get on our website. We're going to start opening that up to not just tables, individual seats, but it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah.
What kind of moment are you hoping to create on that stage there?
Well, a moment of good feeling and generosity.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
the cool thing is normally when we do the sponsor a youth, I'm doing it.
Mhm.
Jarrell's doing it.
Nice.
And from a youth perspective. So what a great evening. I appreciate you being on, Julie Harrison. Appreciate you. Remember, everybody out there, be a beacon, be that light for somebody else.
And always be who you needed.